Today we're taking a look at the Velotric T1ST e-bike. This is a, it's a more budget-friendly option. Very cool, modern style, no cables showing at all, very minimalist. But instead of talking about it, let's actually just get this thing out of the box first, and then we'll talk specs and all the good stuff. This e-bike is fairly light, so I don't expect it to be super heavy. And it's gonna be super easy to unbox because it's just got these tab things here. You can just freaking pop this open here like that. Woohoo! Hallelujah, in the box it does have a kickstand and all the things you would need. It has the pedals right there, it's got a tail light, it's got a bell, headlight, and a reflector, and obviously the charger. I'm gonna make this short and sweet. I don't want to burn your time too much. This is a 36 volt, 9.8 amp hour battery pack e-bike with a little, baby little hub motor back here. Now before you make any judgments about this bike, this is a rider's bike. This is a street bike. Even Velotric on their website for this bike said that they minimized the electric section, and it's very bike focused, very rider focused, and you are obviously intended to pedal this thing. Mount for the phone if you want to stick your phone right there, which would really be nice. There is no screen on this, so you can't really tell how fast you're going, but again, it's a bicycle and this is very rider focused, so you're not always looking down at your speedometer anyway. How it works is you activate the battery pack right there, and then you hold the top button down, and then it flashes the headlight once to let you know that it's on. And then if you click this button again, it actually turns the headlight on, which is decently bright, definitely not bad, but nothing huge, nothing super fancy there. It did come with a tail light as well, which is decently bright. Really, there's not much more to say about the bike. That's literally it. There's no software to go over. It does have your basic pedal assist functions here, which I'll be figuring out in just a second. It's fairly obvious, but this does not have suspension. It is a solid frame. It's a street bike, so you're not going to be on crazy off-road terrain anyway. It's going to be flat surface streets. It keeps costs low, not to add suspension. It is an aluminum alloy frame is what they say. It's definitely super light, but obviously this was really intended for experienced riders who are planning to pedal and just want a little bit of assistance. I do appreciate when Velotric or whatever brand is making bikes actually brands all the different parts of the bike. It's not just a bunch of random components straight from manufacturer slapped together on one frame. Velotric actually takes the time and money to brand each individual component, so that's nice. There's really not much more to say about it. There's the hub motor down there. Let's go on a first-person ride right now, then I'll take it on a full range test tonight and let you guys know the results tomorrow. Oh, check that out. The pedal assist is actually different colors LED lights. How about that? That's actually pretty cool. It's also worth noting right now that this is actually equipped with the Find My, iPhone, the Apple Find My. So you could actually track this thing with your phone in the event that it did get stolen or something. You can actually just track it down. So that's definitely pretty cool as far as technology goes. I'm on touring mode. Okay, that actually has some pretty decent power for a 36 volt. So far, I haven't really tried it too much, but let's freaking do it. And this thing does have a torque sensor on it, so it actually can measure how hard you're trying to pedal and will assist you accordingly. This is really easy to ride. It's quick too. I have no idea how fast we're going, but probably at least 20 something. I did leg day yesterday, so this is luckily it's electronically assisted, but man, I am sore.
Woo! Sheesh! I just realized I do not have my phone on me, and I want to get a GPS reading, so let's go back and get my phone. Overall, really smooth though. Actually, like a really sporty, cool bike to ride. A very different experience than other e-bikes, that's for sure. Does anybody else with an S22 Ultra or a 23 Ultra, when you're trying to put the phone in your pocket, like actually push the freaking stylus up? I do that all the time. Once you get up to speed, it's very, very effortless to really cruise. But of course you still have to pedal, so be that as it may. But man, this thing is fun to just freaking whip around. Oh, it's limited. I can feel it being limited at 20. They say you can unlock it to do 25. But I can definitely feel that it's not assisting me at a certain output of my legs. So far for a bike that you have to pedal, like really not uncomfortable at all. Even given that there's no suspension on it. For smooth surface riding, it's really not uncomfortable at all. It's obviously not going to waft you down the street with other e-bikes with suspension, but still, for what this bike is designed to do, its purpose, it does it really well. It's definitely a unique riding experience, an assisted road bike. Pretty cool. As far as appearance goes though, really not a bad looking bike. No real complaints there. I know that they do have the Thunder 1, not the 1ST. This is the ST. The 1 has like a bar that goes like higher up, which I personally like better. Still, not bad. This thing is incredibly light. It's hard to see on camera because I'm huge and buff and 6'3" and 210 pounds, but just trust me, it's like a really light bike. Anybody could pick this up, even you. All right, well, let's just whip out the GPS and get us a top speed run. Let's freaking do it. I'm gonna be out of breath probably by the time I do this because I'm gonna freaking pedal this thing. I probably actually won't pedal too hard just to see what the top speed is on the electric motor. When I feel it start cutting out, like which is right now, let me sustain this for a little bit so we get an accurate reading on the GPS, and then we'll check it like right now. Survey says 22.6 miles per hour. How about that? And apparently you can unlock it to go a little bit faster too. I'm just here to test out its performance and its specs. If you guys are going to complain again, then I'm not going into every component that is used on this bike. You guys can just go jump over to their website. They have more technical data on there than what I'm going to reveal here in this video. Today I'm just looking at specs, what you can expect from real world riding, if it's comfortable, if it's not, how many miles you get, the top speed you get, just the overall feel of it. That's what I'm here to do today. You haters can stop complaining that I'm not going into the technical specifications of the disc brake rotor. All right, well that's that. Let me get this thing on a full range test and I'll bring you guys back when the poll results are in. Here we go for the brake test. That's real good. That was probably 10 feet. 10 feet, really not bad. But most notable on this bike, I think, is just the overall weight of this thing. Like, it is so light. They say it's 34 pounds. If I can curl it, it's 34 pounds. Easy, all day. I just went to the gym too. Not even at my peak performance. Yeah, super cool. You could easily just toss this thing around, carry it up some stairs, whatever you gotta do.
gentlemen, I just got back from the full range test on the Velotric T1ST. Really fun e-bike, really fun e-bike. Let me show you guys what we got. All right, so let's go over real world specs, what I actually got out of this thing. I just got back from the full range test. We hit just over 22 miles per hour on this thing, if you guys remember, you know, 5 minutes ago. So before I tell you the range spec I got, I have to preface this with, it's a pedal assist only bike. I can't, you know, just use the throttle for the powertrain only. I was actually having to physically pedal, but I was doing the bare minimum. I was on the highest gear and I was on touring mode, which is max output for the drive, you know, powertrain. And I was just barely pedaling and the powertrain was holding me steady at about 20 miles per hour the whole way. And doing that for about an hour or so, I got just over 20 miles on this thing, closer to 21 miles, which is actually really not bad. I think this is the third pedal assist only bike that I've had, and each of the other ones were significantly lower mileage just for the powertrain. Obviously, they assume you're going to be pedaling pretty hard along with the powertrain, so you obviously will see more mileage than that if you buy this bike, because, you know, the whole purpose of this thing is to pedal it and, you know, riding long distances, and you're still getting exercise, all that kind of stuff. Getting 21 miles on one charge with just the small powertrain in this thing is actually really not bad. That's comparable to other bigger e-bikes, and the powertrain obviously is a lot smaller than other e-bikes on this thing, but it's so much lighter. So that's probably why you see the same performance and the same general specs as beefier, bigger powertrain e-bikes out of this thing. Really impressive, you know, for the powertrain to get 21 miles on it being so small. You know, it's a 9.8 amp hour battery pack, and you guys can see I don't even know where they fit this thing because it's so small. But overall, very cool bike. Ride quality was obviously stiffer than other, you know, more comfortable e-bikes. Besides that, but overall really not as uncomfortable as I was expecting it to be. I did not have high hopes when I saw this seat and no suspension, but being such a light bike, it actually kind of takes bumps a lot better than heavier e-bikes. Side note, I accidentally left the tail light on all night. It's probably been on for a solid like 30 hours and it's still going strong. But besides the real world specs, that's kind of really what I wanted to show you guys. The build quality of this thing is actually really nice. The brakes are really, really good. Right now, this bike is going for like just over $1,000. And I mean, for the amount of technology and, you know, the proprietary stuff on it, like, did you guys notice any wires on this thing? I didn't. All the wires just go straight into the frame right there, and so there are no wires at all on the frame of this bike. It almost just looks like a normal bicycle, you know, and that was really the whole purpose of this thing. And it's also cool that it has the Find My. It's enabled so you can track it via GPS if you guys want to, and it's integrated into the bike so no one can just, like, you know, steal the GPS unit off of it and then steal your bike. This thing is basically steel proof, and just for like an urban commuter bike, this thing is freaking sweet for that price, you know? So that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't really have much more to say about it. It's just such a nimble and athletic feeling bike, you know? So that's pretty much it. That's the Velotric T1ST e-bike. You can also get it in a different color if you want, but anyway, there's gonna be a link below if you guys wanna look more into the specs. Today, I was just trying to show you guys the real world riding usage specs that you guys can expect. I don't go into every component that's on the bike. If you guys care that much to look into that kind of stuff, there's a link below to their website. You guys can stock the components as much as you guys want. And I know the optimal height was actually below what I actually am, so I was technically too big for this bike according to their website and their frame size and whatever. But I wasn't uncomfortable at all. Like, it was a pretty nice ride. So anyway, that's it. That's a Velotric T1ST. There's a link below if you guys want to check it out. All that being said, thank you guys for watching. I love every single one of you guys. I'll catch you next time.